When we're making skewers at home, we commonly use chicken, beef and lamb. But for something a little bit different, why don't you try this sensational recipe? I'm using duck, Nashi pears and a soy glaze. It is such a simple recipe to do and there is only 5 ingredients. So to start with, let's make our soy glaze. I need 2 tablespoons of soy into a nice big bowl, and we're just making this, it's almost like a marinade, so we want the duck to glisten. So I'm using some honey here, and I've got 1 tablespoon of honey, and what I've done is just place that into the microwave for 5 seconds, and that just liquefies it, makes it so much easier to come out of the bowl. So that's just a little tip. Half a teaspoon of 5 spice, Chinese 5 spice, and I'll give that a quick mix. Make sure everything's combined nicely. We'll have a taste just to make sure we've got enough balance there from the sweet and the salty. Love that. Classic combination, just works every single time. So for the duck, I've got 2 duck breasts here, and so this is a fast dish, so I want to cut them into 2 to 3 centimetre cubes. I don't want it to be too chunky, I want it to cook quite fast. So cut them in half, straight down the centre there. I'm keeping the skin on, but if you want to, and there's no problems with it, you can take the skin off. I like that sort of crispy skin, so definitely for me, I'm keeping it on. So cut them into 1, 2, maybe 4, 5 pieces there, and we're going to pop that straight into that mix. And you know, look, if you take the skin off this duck, you can see, and I just want to show you here how lean this meat is. It's got that really nice gaminess to it, and that's why you always see quite a lot of recipes with duck using fruit. So this recipe in summer, I love to use with peaches. So I'm using Nashi pear today, but in summer you can use some peaches. You can also use some apples if you like. You know, there's a variety of things. It just goes so well, that balance of the sweetness and the gaminess of duck. I just absolutely love it. So in it goes. Give that a quick mix and just make sure all of those individual pieces of meat are coated in that honey, soy and 5 spice marinade. So for the Nashi pear, we want to cut them into cubes about the same size as the duck because you want them to cook at the same time. So I just like to cut 4 sides off this Nashi pear just to square it off slightly, and then we cut that into 3. You can see I've taken out the core there also, and then we just cut them into 4. So you can see we've got the same size, so on the skewers they're going to cook nice and evenly. Okay, so I'll finish cutting this and then we can start skewering. So I've got the skewers ready to go now. I've got a pan on here on a medium heat, and we're just adding a neutral oil. So I've got some rice bran oil here. You just want a small amount in there because don't forget there's some fat on that duck there which will render off. Now all we do is place them in the pan, nice sizzle. So because there's honey in there, we don't want them to burn. So I always have my tongs ready to go and just continually turn them for about 8 minutes until they're nice and cooked all the way through. And you can see the skin will go nice and crispy. I've also got that marinade just on hand, just so I can glaze it, so we've got that really glistening look at the end. Okay, so these skewers are looking just right. 5 to 10 minutes, they're ready to go, and you can see this is why I love this dish. You've got the caramelised Nashi pear there, which is a cross between an apple and a pear, and then you've got that really nice golden brown duck. This is such a nice dish. And you know, the most important thing here, there's hardly any ingredients involved. However, it still tastes so wonderful. 5 ingredients, you've got these really nice duck skewers, and it's a perfect combination, especially with that soy and honey glaze.